the dot on a Monday morning. It is May the 13th. Rise and shine, my friends. I am coming to you from Palm Beach County, a beautiful morning down here in South Florida. I am here covering the Governor's Hurricane Conference, and I forgot that the internet was a little iffy down here, at least where I'm staying. It's at a buddy's place. So probably going to bring Coffee Talk on the road the next couple of days. Get out here a little earlier. That way I can ensure I have a better internet connection. But I apologize. We're going to make do with what we got today and just kind of roll with the punches. And before we get any further, let's just take a live look outside. All right, downtown Orlando, we've got some clouds over top of us. It's a beautiful morning. I'm running Coffee, by the way, I'm running Coffee Talk out of Wesh. Usually I use my computer as the quote unquote control room, but because of my signal issues, I figured I'd rather have just my video kind of crummy and at least the rest of the video look good. So if you're curious as to why I look crummy, but the rest of the video looks good, we're running it out of Wesh. All right, anyway, back to the tower cam. There's downtown Orlando. It is absolutely beautiful this morning. Let's come over to Port Canaveral. Another beautiful vantage point on our tower cam network. Thanks to Rusty's for this. That's the cruise ship that I'm going on in a few weeks. I think that's it. Oh, it's going to be nice. Brevard County, we're going to stay with you and head up to Kennedy Space Center. See how we're doing there. Not bad, but you know, there's some clouds. It's not a perfectly clear start. And there are the beach walkers, of course, walking around this morning. The Wesh 2 Studios tower cam looking over toward Altamont Springs and Maitland. Certainly a nice morning there. So no matter where in Central Florida you are, we're all waking up to a fairly quiet start to the day, right? Right. All right. First warning, live Doppler radar, scanning around, not picking up on anything, right? Temperatures out the door. It's definitely hinting at summer, right? 73 at Orlando, 72 in the Villages, upper 60s in Palm Coast, about 75 in Titusville. What is it? It's 81 here at Palm Beach International Airport. So it's funny, waking up here, I walked outside this morning, it's like South Florida's mornings hit. They just hit differently. They really do. Anyway, all right, so lovely start. Forecast today does include showers and thunder showers. It really looks like Mother Nature's wanting to start throwing us the rainy season in Central Florida, right? Take a look. Breezy conditions, that's going to feel nice. Lunchtime, 86, 89 our high temperature, and then we start to fire up some showers and some thunder showers. So good times, 30, 40% coverage of rainfall. It's not going to be like a washout of anything, but it's definitely going to be getting us into that type of a pattern. And I also want to draw your attention to the Storm Prediction Center outlook for the day ahead. Because for today, you'll notice Central Florida under a level 1 risk for isolated strong to severe storms. Now, understand, during the summer months, this is just what we get, right? We get these daily storms. It just is what it is, right? So isolated risk for strong to severe storms. Could see 1 or 2 pop up and get a little feisty. It'll be okay. In terms of the impacts, and this should come as no surprise, it's just another summer's day in Central Florida. We've basically got gusty winds, and you know, we talk all the time about how Florida's going to Florida, right? Florida is going to Florida. It always does. It always will. Could get something isolated even stronger. So we always have to at least keep watch on these sorts of things. We always have to keep watch on it, and we will. But for today, just know that that's kind of where we're at, is could get a little pocket of stronger stuff, okay? In terms of rainfall amounts, you know, could see 1 inch, 2 inches of rain. We're just going to have to retrain our brains to that summertime pattern, and we certainly will be doing that, right? So just be planning for that. All right, let's dial up the old Futurecast. Man, my internet is so laggy down here. If I can get through this coffee talk, it'll be a good day. I'll move to Starbucks or WPBF or something for tomorrow morning. All right, let's see here. Futurecast, where are you? There you are. Perfect. Okay. All right, so here's Futurecast, and this morning we're starting off nice, right? A mix of clouds and stuff. That's exactly what we saw on our Tower Cam network. I'll bring it full so that you can see it and not have to deal with glitchy old me. But here we go. Now we'll roll through time, and we'll just kind of take you hour by hour. There's lunchtime, starting to see a couple little showers trying to pop up. Not a big deal. 1:32, 3 o'clock though, right? Like through the afternoon, you're starting to see more and more stuff popping up on Futurecast, and that's going to continue all the way through dinner time. There's 6 o'clock, 7, 8 o'clock out in our western areas watching those storms. And then there's a front at the same time. This is where it gets interesting, right? Like there's a front that's trying to sneak our direction. And as that front moves in, it's going to influx moisture. And that's what's going to really help to get the rainy season going. You know, so 8 o'clock, you've got that storm system north of us. Let's continue it through though, because, right, we need to figure this out. We need to make sure we're not gonna have like an all-night rain event. And if we do, then you need to know about it. So 9, 10, 11 o'clock, watch how as we lose the energy from the storms, we still bring in that old front. So the heat energy leaves, but the front brings moisture. So don't be surprised if we have storms continuing like right up to midnight or so. And then they'll collapse in on themselves and they'll do their thing. Right? So for today, rain coverage is going to be there for sure. Best coverage of rain is going to be like the metro north and west, but there's kind of the Orlando, I'd say just the central Florida rain opportunity today. And a good chunk of real estate is going to have a good opportunity to get a good bunch of rainfall. All right? So that's kind of where we're at today in terms of the forecast pattern. If we were to take this beyond just the forecast pattern for today and look over the next several days' time, notice on the 7-day forecast, the rain coverage today isn't just it. Basically, that old front dies out over us, brings us a decent opportunity for some storms around, and then Thursday may be enough of a wind turn that we drop the rain chance just a little bit, but then into the weekend, the rain chances kind of come back up. So it really is an interesting little weather pattern. This is the kind of weather pattern that usually tries to start up the rainy season. Yeah. Looks like we should be on our way back before the rain comes. Oh, that's right. You're going over to Orlando today, aren't you, Frank? Yeah. Yeah, I would say that if you sneak in early enough and then sneak out early enough, you should be okay. Darren's asking, where's Cam? I have no idea. I'm in Palm Beach County. I think Cam's working today. I have no idea. Probably she's at her house right now. Jeannie says, oh man, grass is happy, the dog is not. I know. Debbie, wait, I missed that. Will it be moist today and this week? It will be moist today and this week. Yes. Troublemaker. Mickey over on YouTube. Woof, 96 on Saturday with storm. Sounds like a miserable summer's day. Heat index, I'm assuming, is in the triple digits. You would be assuming correct. Yeah, there's just a lot of moisture around, right? Just a lot. It's moist. It's humid. We're entering into that pattern. The muggy meter, I don't know that Kellyanne updated it. All right, so this is going to be from me yesterday, but big surprise. Yesterday's dew point was low enough. Today's dew point came up just a little bit, right? But tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, the dew point comes up, which means the muggy meter gets into the humid territory. So yes, using adjectives does not make one a troublemaker. Taylor, Debbie knew what Debbie was doing. Debbie knew what Debbie was doing. We thankfully received no rain at the racetrack all weekend for Welcome to Rockville. Now it can rain all week. There you go, Susan, right? Exactly. Rainy season coming soon. It is needed, yes. KUZZ on Twitter asks, if I can scroll back up, what time are we expecting it to rain tomorrow? Working on my car in the morning. All right, so let's dial Futurecast up through tomorrow. And again, forgive me. This is going to be the last time I do coffee talk here with this. I forgot how rough this internet was here. I have no idea if the quality looks decent on your end. I'm running it out of WESH, hoping that at least the quality of the internet is better to give you the final product. But on my side, like I'm remoting into the weather computer, it looks rough. So hopefully, hopefully it's working well. You did just call me a troublemaker. You said moist out loud. Oh, Gavolt, you're too much. All right. Wendy says it looks good. All right, I'll take that. I'll take that. Diane says, man, I haven't had enough coffee yet to be coordinated enough to read comments and pay attention to graphics. It's Monday. That's the way I feel every day, though. All right, so let's look at our Tuesday on Futurecast because it was asked, right? All right, so 9 o'clock, we're looking fine. Rolling through the day, notice plenty of clouds. It's going to be another kind of cloudy start. And you know, there's a good reason as to why we have all this moisture, and I'll show it to you here in a moment. But very normal early summertime type pattern. Lunchtime, we're still looking good. It's the afternoon again tomorrow that we're going to try and develop these sea breeze storms around town. 2 o'clock, clouds. Trying to get that sea breeze going. Oh my gosh, this lag is just killing me today. 4 o'clock, there we are, starting to see some activity. Now, interestingly enough, our Futurecast isn't showing much. I would say tomorrow we're going to get some rain. Futurecast is kind of underdoing it. But here's the setup, okay? And I think that this is, it's funny, this graphic made it years and years and years ago, and I feel like we dusted off at the beginning of each season, of each wet season. But basically, we've got this old front, and it's kind of bubbling up an area of low pressure on it. And that area of low pressure just kind of feeding the moisture around Central Florida. So the next couple of days, it's going to allow for showers and storms. Storms under saturated air mass? Who wrote that? Is this like a collegiate class? I didn't write that. Afternoon showers and storms under saturated air mass. No. There's a storm system nearby, and it's just helping to fire up rain. Who wrote that? Anyway, let me show you the satellite and radar, and you can kind of get an idea of what we're talking about. Where are you? Why does my eyes not work? Here we are. All right, so there's the surface map, and you can kind of see, if I click the button, you kind of see that big mess of moisture, that storm system north and west of us. All of that moisture is funneling our direction. And yeah, it's going to bring us the rain. Darn saturated. Who writes saturated air mass on a weather graphic for TV? It was Marquise, it looks like. It wasn't, yeah, UConn. Kellyanne has some great writing skills if she did. She sounds educated. We're all educated. Marquise has a master's degree. So there you go. Good morning from Las Vegas under a non-saturated air mass. Exactly right. Yeah. So you can see lots of moisture funneling through. That's going to help really get that rainy season type thing starting. Okay. Whether it sticks, we'll see. We don't have the answer to that just yet, but there's a lot of moisture around. It was me, Eric. I wrote it, says Mike. Yeah. Yeah. So the moist air mass will saturate us. Taylor, I'm going to come through this computer screen, and I may be laggy, but I'm going to come and pop, 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 pop. I'm going to get you. All right. So that's where we're at. Let's look at the 7-day forecast, okay? This window out of the way. Oh, man. If there's one thing that I take for granted, it's good internet. I've got it at the house. My cell phone does pretty well. But this, I'll tell you, so this is my buddy's house. His house is built of brick and mortar and concrete and iron, seemingly. So yeah, that's why the internet's a little rough. I have a master's degree, Debbie says, but I still use moist, not saturated. Very super duper moist. It's funny, for flying, I've always found like my struggle in aviation is like, what is the textbook regulation of this say? And my response is, well, basically it's this. Because my brain is always built, because I do TV weather, like my brain is built to not dumb it down, but to make it much more easily understandable so that you don't have to think. That's my goal, is that I can present information to you so that you don't have to think much. Okay, all right. So showers and storms the next couple of days. Little drier late week. We'll see if that plays. Yeah. Lucas, is Eric streaming on a potato? Graphics look great, though. That's funny. Yeah, so I'm running Coffee Talk out of Wesh, which is why the graphics look good. But I'm coming to you from a terrible internet connection. That's why I do not look good. Well, genetics also play into my not doing good. But here we are. I will do coffee talk from a different location tomorrow, I promise. Yeah, Mike says, thank you, Eric, because thinking is overrated. It's also my job. It's my job to try and present it in a way that you just don't have to think, so that you can hear it, respond, ask questions, and if you want to go down a deep dive of things, we can. But like, we start at the surface. We don't need it to be like super complex at the surface. Okay, in other words, you're dumbing it down. Terry, I did not say that. I did not say. We look at skew on Coffee Talk, for Christ's sake. You want to talk about dumbing it down, this is not the place for it. But when we're at the surface, we need it to be at the surface. Yeah. Tiffany, your hotspot is better than where you are. I know. Jeannie, the train is in the river at this point. Yeah, that's true. All right. Let's get back to some weather. I want to look at the computer models. I have not done this yet. So I'm curious to see what the model is saying, if I can read the dang thing. It's so laggy. All right, so here is the GFS. I'm just curious to kind of look a little deeper dive in the GFS. Jamie, why are you dumbing it down? Jamie, I'm gonna come over there. You're gonna get me in trouble. You can get me yelled at. All right, so so the blue that you see in the Gulf of Mexico, this is the GFS normalized anomaly. It's looking at higher than normal pressure and lower than normal pressure. So the blues, the greens that you see, that's lower than normal pressure. Let's roll through time. That's the storm system that's helping us start the rainy season, right? All right, low pressure, showers and storms. There's Wednesday, Thursday. Tail end of that low pressure kind of sneaks out, perhaps starving us of energy and moisture late this week, which is why the rain chances look to come down just a little bit. Pressure's lowering in the Gulf, nothing crazy. That's May the 19th. Pressure, again, just anomalously lower pressure. That indicates, yeah, moisture around, shower and thunderstorm potential. And there's like a little influx of energy. You see that right through there? Like a little pocket of energy around next Monday, next Tuesday. Looks like it'll probably be a pretty stormy start to the week if that continues. The 24th, the 25th, nothing crazy. GFS not doing GFS things. Although look into the Caribbean. What are you doing down there? What are you doing down there? Nothing crazy, but it's trying to hint at something. Okay. All right, let's look over to the European, and we can do the APHIS, which is the European AI extended product. Just a longer range European model. All right, backside of low pressure, sneak in a little bit of drier air perhaps late this week. Around the 20th of May, it's kind of trying to bring up weak, sloppy low pressure from the Gulf of Mexico. You see that? Nothing crazy. But the 22nd, 23rd, that would be, that would probably be that South, that South Florida part of the weather pattern. Not picking up on anything strong or organized, which is good. 25th, lowering pressure in the Caribbean, nothing big. Down around like Puerto Rico. Good, nothing big. That's the key takeaway that I'm seeing here, is nothing big. Fine with that. Fine with that. Nothing big is okay with me. So, interesting. Hurricane season, though, right around the corner, as you know and as I know, so we have to watch these things. We always have to watch the models. Always have to watch the models. So it makes sense to you on the backside of this kind of stormy pattern. A little bit of drier air late this week. It's going to get hot. So the winds shift more of like a southwesterly direction. It's going to be gross. And then back into this rainy season-ish type pattern. What causes it to be the rainy season? I've had a lot of people ask, and for those of us that are on Coffee Talk, you hear me talk about it a lot. You need cold fronts to stop. You need morning low temperatures in the upper 60s and lower 70s. Hence, just the dew points are there. That it's just gross. And then 3, those daily sea breeze showers and storms firing up. So it seems like we're trying to at least get things started, right? Hot and dry has left the chat. That's so funny. So funny. I love it. Love it. The kid got his first ride in SR22. Oh man, Matt, that's awesome. This kid hasn't gotten a ride in SR22. So fun. Moisture causes the rainy season. It must be moist. That's correct. Got to Bo going for hurricane season supplies. Time to get prepared. Yeah, look, I mean, hurricane season's right around the corner. So, real quick, what am I doing? Why am I in a crummy internet connection? Blah, 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 blah. Well, it's because hurricane season is right around the corner. As I load the graphics, good gravy. Hurricane season is 19 days away. 19 days away from the start of hurricane season. And because of the hurricane season on the horizon, officials from the state of Florida are gathering here in South Florida. I'm in West Palm Beach. Well, I'm in Jupiter right now, but the Governor's Hurricane Conference is in West Palm Beach. And the purpose of the Governor's Hurricane Conference is to gather all of the emergency management minds, the vendors, and all this, put a bunch of people in the same room that are really smart and really important to each community. Put them in the same room so that everybody can discuss what's going on in their community, lessons learned from previous systems, and work together to have a better hurricane season coming forward. So we'll be down here for the next couple of days covering this conference. We'll be chatting with local emergency managers that are in town. The good news for some is that they were able to, make a lot of these connections at the National Hurricane Conference that was held in Orlando, but there's still going a lot of folks around. So that is definitely some good stuff. See what vendors have for emergency managers. We'll be discussing all of this on WESH 2 News. That I can promise you. But it's going to be a nice informational session think of it as an informational session for the powers that be, and I think that that's always good stuff, right? Right? Jeannie Rowan says, yes, time to prepare. Buy those supplies. Remember, those salty, sweet comfort foods will go quickly when the stuff hits the fan. That's right. I always joke, like, double up what you think you're going to need for your snack kit, because you're going to be bored when you don't have power. So, yeah, have food for a couple of days, but double up on the snacks because they go quick. Yukon is supposed to be in Jupiter today. I was taking a friend cancer treatment down there, but his blood count is way down, so no treatment today. Well, hopefully your friend will do better and better. Sorry to hear about your friend. Also, sorry to hear that you're not going to be down here. I think I'm going to have to hit Thirsty Turtle for dinner. I've got all my meals down here planned out because I used to live down here in the Palm Beach County area. I lovingly refer to it as my second home. And nothing against Orlando food, because I weigh 300 pounds living in Orlando. Lord knows I like food, but there's something about some of the restaurants down here. They are so good, so good. So I look forward to between sessions popping out and grabbing some food. I'm not going to be eating a ton. I can't anymore, but I will be enjoying little bites of this and little bites of that. Janice, how's West Palm Beach, my old stomping grounds? You just live in Jupiter. I'm in Jupiter. Yeah, I'm off Donald Rouse right now. Oh, man. Yeah. That's why Eric is the way he is. He lived in South Florida. Palm Beach County is a good area. I'm not like feisty because I think so, Chris. I don't know. Puzzles, playing cards, books. Yeah, when the power goes out for hurricanes, you need to have all those different supplies. Absolutely you do. So 2 cases of wine for the wife, Mike says. Yeah, double up. So 2 cases of wine. Yeah, and then in the off season, you can just drink said wine. Every Friday night, pop it open, have a nice candlelit romantic dinner with your spouse. Oh, sounds like a good reason to buy. Yeah. All right. Questions, comments, concerns? Yukon, Donald Rouse, that's the exit I would take to go to the... Yeah, is that Jupiter Medical Center? Right? Interestingly enough, I believe... So I used to work with an anchor. Her name was Kristen Hoke, and I want to say that they named something after her when she passed of cancer. I want to say. Any other SPC risk days for our area? I give out with this like sluggish internet. You're gonna make me go digging. Hold on. I'll look as best I can. SPC. I'm doing my best I can to get coffee talk done today. Yeah, there you go. It says Friday. It should actually just be Wednesday. Hold on, I'll fix it. Instead of Friday, I need to change that to Wednesday. Wednesday. There we go. So there you go. There's your answer, though. Yes, each day, the next couple of days. But this is no surprise. During the summertime kind of pattern, a level 1 threat for strong to severe storms is not crazy for Central Florida at all. So yeah, there you go. Pig out when a hurricane comes. That's what everybody does, right? I don't. Oh, interesting, Yukon. Never heard of it. Hey, new treatment is always good in my book. Certainly. Let's see here. If I'm ever visiting down there, I would visit the Navy transmitter site. I use their transmissions to calibrate my time standard, third most accurate in the world. That's cool. That's cool. Janice, graphics look good. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Janice. Wait until you see. I'm not saying that there's some changes coming. I'm just saying, wait until you see some stuff. Cuban pork shoulder and monkey bread. Oh, yeah. Monkey bread and Cuban pork. That sounds so good. Good night. All right. Questions, comments, concerns, anything? How we doing? We've got 4 more minutes of terrible internet connection. I am not doing it like this again. I feel like I'm in 1998. My buddy Glenn, who's so kind enough to let me stay with him. If he's watching, he's just going to be like, why are you complaining about my internet? It's not that I'm complaining about your internet, Glenn. There's certain speeds that you have to have to remote log into a weather computer and stream out social channels. And Glenn, I love you, buddy. You just don't have it. Oh man, no changes coming. Eric teasing us some new graphics. Oh yeah, Mickey. I mean, I am not good at keeping secrets. So here we are. You don't have time to snack during a hurricane. You're on air 12 hours a day and tweeting us another 8 and sleeping 4. That's it. That's why I have never once gained weight during a hurricane, because it's like, oh, I haven't eaten with the post surgery. Like, I have to eat every couple. I set alarms during hurricane season because I would not realize that I wasn't eating, and I just start feeling crummy. So yeah. If your internet was any slower, it'd be going backward. How funny. Gee, Rowan, snacks in the West drawer. We have a bunch of snacks at the station, but it's when you're on weather during a hurricane, you're on so often, you just barely get a break. So yeah. Yep. It is what it is. It is what it is. Nancy, be good. Terry, be good. Everything good? Ready for some storms? I'll be tweeting. There's really good internet at the convention center. So yeah. Thank you, Yukon. Be good. Yeah, Matt, I'm running AOL 3.0 on a floppy, right? AOL keyword coffee talk. All right. Thank you all so much. Really, thank you all for hanging out for coffee talk. We'll do it from a different spot tomorrow so that the internet's not as rough. Yeah. All right. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you so much for hanging out for coffee talk. I'll see y'all tomorrow morning. Bye.